But the fact is that, look, the fact of the matter is that, the fact is that, look, the fact of the matter is, the fact is that we, in fact, the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is that, in fact, the fact is that, the fact is, the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is that, in fact, we should, in fact, the fact of the matter is, the fact is that, and the fact of the matter is, the fact is that we, in fact, and the fact was that she, in fact, and so the fact is that you, in fact, that in fact would, in fact, have an opportunity. The fact is that, fact of the matter is, and I will, in fact, move as president to see to that the Congress legislates that. The fact of the matter is, I would, in fact, make sure, I will go on and on, but here's the point. The point is that, in fact, what's happened is that, so the point is, the fact of the matter is that, the fact is that, in fact, and the fact is we've learned so much more. The fact is that, and the fact is that, in fact, look, the fact that they, in fact, the fact of the matter is, the idea that we, in fact, because the fact is, in fact, who, in fact, the fact is also, the fact is, and the fact of the matter is that, in fact, and in fact, that they, in fact, if in fact, where we, in fact, and by the way, if in fact, at the end of this, beginning next year, everybody's right about the fact that they are going to, in fact, damage the United States of America. They, in fact, can, in fact, but the fact is, we were not going to, in fact, and make them, in fact, the pariah. We were going to, in fact, the fact is that what happens now is that we, in fact, have to fundamentally change the culture. And the fact is that we, in fact, is that we, in fact, are not going to abide by, to let, in fact, that, in fact, the fact is, well, that's not true. Some are going to be actually voting in the Senate. And in fact, will, in fact, if, in fact, we, in fact, it's only yellow, okay? And we can, in fact, do all of this. We, in fact, have to regain the respect of the world. If, in fact, they charge more than we set the price for, they can, in fact, people can import from abroad. He, in fact, but here's the deal. The fact is that, which in fact, that is that we, in fact, but the fact is that, and the fact that I've been in every part of Afghanistan, not in combat like my friend has. That's where, in fact, people, in fact, that they, in fact, have done things already that are bad. The fact is, we can, in fact, when, in fact, and so, look, we, in fact, and in fact, it was, in fact, that, in fact, what happened was this man said that, in fact, they, in fact, made sure that they, in fact, went on and he said, but the fact of the matter is, he, in fact, does not. Look, the fact of the matter is that I will, in fact, if, in fact, who, in fact, that, in fact, we would, in fact, if they didn't, who are, in fact, that, in fact, and the fact was, look, the fact is that, in fact, look, in fact, and by the way, just get this straight. They were, in fact, the fact is this, and so, come on. Look, the fact is, who in fact are people who in fact have, when in fact they assured me that who in fact, and the fact is that we in fact, the fact of the matter is, that, look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth.